Hi. I want to create a few videos around the idea of what we can do to create sustainable change during this movement for equality that is happening right now. This momentum that is happening right now, we have to keep it going. We have to use the momentum that is happening right now to keep this progress that we're making. So this video in particular is going to be all about, I don't know how to say this. This video is going to be about white guilt, the feelings that are coming up around realizing that our beliefs have been wrong, that we are part of systematic racism, we have been indoctrinated, and we have used our privilege in ways that are harmful. So I have been thinking a lot about this from my own life for the past week, more deeply. And so I think right now, in the couple videos, I'm going to talk about how we can use our intuition to really dig deep into how we can become a part of this change. But right now, what I want to address are these feelings that are coming up. And the reason why I want to address this is because we're at a really pivotal point right now where if we do not address our feelings of shame and guilt and our beliefs that we are coming into contact with right now, then we are going to spiral back down into this shame spiral, and we're going to be afraid to do anything. What we want to do is we want to really examine, we want to take a look at the emotions that are coming up and how do we deal with those difficult emotions, okay? First of all, I want to say that I, from the bottom of my heart, so deeply appreciate all of my Black and brown brothers and sisters who have shared their point of view this week. I can't imagine how difficult it could be to share when you haven't been heard for so long. To have the vulnerability to share is, thank you. I just want to say thank you. And I feel like a lot of people are actually listening now, more than they have ever been before. So I really appreciate that. And I want to say, like, this is coming from my white female perspective. So we're all in the process of learning. So please call me out and, and tell me if there's anywhere that I need to change my perspective. I believe that since I am a teacher and my gift is sharing and speaking the truth and what I have learned in a way that's digestible, I believe that it is very valuable for us as white people to begin to out ourselves, to begin to speak directly to other white people and begin to normalize this, okay? Begin to talk about what is happening. Otherwise, it gets shoved down. So I'm going to start to get into this. So one of the things that I've been doing this week is really examining the ways that I have not been an ally, or not just how I've been complicit in the system of racism, but the thoughts, the words that I have used the things that I have done that have caused harm, and the ways that I have used my white privilege to my advantage. And what happens is we have a tendency to push that down because we are, for a lot of reasons, right? But what we need to do is examine those beliefs and feel the feelings. So I'm going to walk you through this, okay? As I'm kind of sitting in contemplation, or a memory or a thought comes into my mind, okay? Like perhaps it's something that I said to a Black friend, and it's going over and over in my mind of that I shouldn't have said that. Oh, what, and then this kind of thinking process that goes on in your mind. So you're thinking and kind of consumed by this thought of what you shouldn't do. And then it attaches itself to this feeling of shame or guilt. So I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? Just all of these guilty feelings that are arising. So once we have this thought, what we need to do is examine it and then feel the feelings. And why do we want to do this? Okay. Because if we do not stop and examine our beliefs, not just around racism, okay? I am a big proponent of examining all of our beliefs. We have so many subconscious beliefs that are so deep in us from our culture that they are keeping us from so many things. They're harming others, and they're keeping us from our true potential. So what we have done in the past is not working. What we have done in the past is maybe thinking these thoughts or realizing, feeling shame, and then shoving it down. If we keep doing this, is going to keep us silent. It's going to keep us from dismantling the system. So it's going to keep you from processing this and coming out to be able to have courageous conversations and out yourself and as a part of the system. So first of all, when I start to have these thoughts, right, it could start with a thought, it could start with a feeling, but they both kind of intertwine. So when I start to have this thought, like maybe I'm thinking about an interaction I had with a Black friend who I said the wrong thing, or I had a thought maybe. I want to start to examine, really look at this conversation or this thought. So take a look at that belief. What is that belief? Why is it there? How deep does that belief go? How did it hurt that person? So when I think about maybe an interaction I had or a belief that comes up, I realize that this thought, this belief, I have these thoughts and these beliefs that are deep in my subconscious, okay? When we grow up in the system of systemic racism, we are deeply trained, deeply entrenched in the system of me first, I am better than them, they are different, just so many beliefs. We want to really take them out instead of shoving them down and ignoring them. Take them, or feeling guilty, take them out and really look at them, examine them, journal about them, talk about them to someone close to you who's safe. We want to begin to examine all of our beliefs so we can find freedom for us and others. Then once we begin to examine that belief, where it came from, how I can change it, begin to go deeper into the feeling of it. So what am I experiencing from this belief? Is it shame? Is it guilt? We have to sit with those uncomfortable feelings. So anytime that you want to grow, anytime that you want to move beyond your limiting beliefs, there's feelings attached to them. And we want to begin to sit with those feelings. So maybe it's anger, maybe it's frustration, maybe it's guilt. So begin to sit with that feeling, really sit with it, feel it in your body, and you can detach the thought from it and just sit with the feeling in your body, the emotion in your body. And after a while, it will begin to dissipate. But we need to get comfortable with feeling these emotions in our body. We must get comfortable with sitting with this emotion that we are wrong, that we have been wrong, that we have hurt people. If we do not examine our beliefs, if we do not begin to sit with this uncomfortableness of the pain that we have caused, we will just shove it down. We will continue to do what we've been doing, which the system wants us to do. That is living from our ego of, I'm right. I'm right. What I've been taught is right. And no matter where you are on the spectrum of racism, there's always something more to learn, right? There's always something more to learn. One thing that you can do is begin to share. I don't want you to go and share your thoughts or feelings or things that you've done loudly and proudly, out in the world. Finding somebody who you can talk to who is not going to judge you in a safe place. I talk to my husband constantly about this stuff. He has taught me so much. He teaches equity in the school system, and he has brought light to so many things in myself that I did not know. And we have a place where we can share and help each other. I've seen a lot of people online really sharing, white women sharing vulnerably. And this makes me really happy because this is a process. If you think about learning anything, you're going to make mistakes, and that is the way that you learn, right? If you're learning to paint, you want somebody to tell you, look, this isn't really the way, or you could do it this way, or something like that, You want somebody to be helping you. So find somebody you can talk to, examine it yourself. Before making any statements to the public, I would really sit with it and ask yourself if this is going to do harm. We need to take into account, I don't like the word ego, but we need to take into account that our ego has been in charge, right? We are part of the system of racism in this country. And that is controlled by the ego. And so we need to constantly be checking ourselves. You need to take some time to examine why you are sharing. But we don't want to keep being quiet. So share in a safe space. If you are sharing from a place that you genuinely feel is helpful, is supporting our Black brothers and sisters in their movement, share and be open to being wrong. But I just want to encourage you all we have to begin to normalize speaking about it, okay? Because being quiet and shoving the shame down is not going to help. It's not helping. It's not helping us. It's not helping Black people in the system. It's not going to create sustainable change. So, yeah, that's what I have to say for now. Please, I'm super open to anyone asking questions or telling me I'm wrong. Like I said, this is a process. I'm at a certain place in the process, and I want to keep sharing and keep encouraging you guys. So we can definitely like have a dialogue about it in the comments or whatever. But yeah, so I hope this has helped you. And if so, leave me a comment and I can talk about more things like this in the future.